Hey everyone, welcome to High Heels and Hay Bales, the podcast where polished meets practical, legal meets lifestyle, and debt meets dirt.
I'm Kristen, your resident farm lady, keeping it real about motherhood, homesteading, and the funny side of figuring out life.
And I'm Adrienne, aka the Ladylike Lawyer. I'm here to help you make sense of money, debt, and the legal stuff without boring you to tears.
So kick off your boots or heels and let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
Hi, Adrienne.
Hey, Kristen.
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good today.
Well, that's great. We're going to do a little something different today. We are going to entertain our listeners with some get to know us questions.
I love it. I'm so excited to do this. This is going to be so much fun.
I texted you earlier today and I said, Adrienne, you're like one of my best friends, and I know several things about you, but very specific 4 things I mentioned, and we should do this. And then we both ran the same direction, but opposite. I'm afraid of your line of questioning, but
I'm so excited. So yes, Kristen, you texted me earlier, and we wanted to do an episode that was just plain fun, because sometimes the stuff that we talk about can be a little bit deep and heavy, and I don't want that. We need some fun in our lives. Mm-hmm. And you suggested that we do a whole episode just doing rapid fire questions at each other. So what did I do? I ran directly to ChatGPT, and I have a whole list of rapid fire questions for you. And my understanding, if I know you at all, you probably did the same exact thing.
Exact same thing. As I was typing into ChatGPT, give me rapid fire questions, you sent me a text saying, you should ask ChatGPT. Not like we have an original thought in our heads or anything.
Yeah, I think we are spending a lot of time together. So this is going to be fun, because I do think we're going to learn a lot about each other. And obviously our listeners are going to learn a lot. Can you please tell the listeners what we are listening to in the background?
Oh, yeah. That would be 12 ducklings and 13 baby chicks that apparently have no chill, because I'm in here.
They got no chill.
They've gotten way louder since last week.
They have. We're gonna have to plan our podcasts around the mating season, or however that works.
It's not the mating season. Mating season is year round.
Lawyer, I don't know how this works.
I hatched them, but the problem is they're in my office.
Yeah,
and they're just loud and annoying. They've gotten bigger. They're cute, but I can't wait to get. They also smell. Just so you know.
Are you using your thing?
Yes.
Because I'm sure the listeners are thrilled to hear this. I think we might be able to isolate that sound out.
Probably. I think so. I'll look at it when I go to edit.
It goes with it. It's really, honestly, it's par for the course for this episode today.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Absolutely. There also might be children screaming and my husband yelling at the screaming children. I don't know. It's kind of a chaotic day.
Yeah, so let's just do that. It's not as chaotic in my household. Things are a bit more chill, but that's largely because my child is older and my husband is retired and he's kind of tired a lot. Listen, putting up with me would make anybody tired.
Listen, yeah, well, sometimes I get told, you do understand, sometimes I take a nap just so I don't have to listen to you talk. And I'm like, wow, I
think our husbands have a lot in common. My husband oftentimes says when we're arguing, he's like, you have a lot to say. You always have a lot to say. I do. I do have a lot. That's why I have a TikTok account with 3,000 videos. That's why I am on a podcast. I got a lot to say, Kristen.
Mm-hmm. I do too.
I want to say it.
Most of what I say, I use the F word as a comma.
Yeah.
Oh, so, sure. Yeah. It's when my 3-year-old drops that like it's hot, man.
I know.
We're not judging. Anyway, more about that later, I'm sure. because
They say that intelligent people use curse words.
Oh, yeah.
And so not only are you and I intelligent, but clearly so is your 3-year-old.
I will preface, I may drop some curse words today. I try to be good in the other seriouser stuff, more serious, whatever. But today, all bets are off.
Yeah, I have a big potty mouth. I usually, I'd work hard to lock that baby down. So, let's see what goes. Let's see how we go.
All right, I'm going to hit you first because this is a simple one, okay?
Okay.
Your coffee order. Is it basic or bougie? How do you take your coffee?
Of course it's bougie. Come on. Of course it's bougie. If I am at Starbucks, it's going to be
you already lost me.
It's going to be a brown sugar shaken espresso with oat milk and foam.
I could have guessed the oat milk. I could have guessed the oat milk.
I'm not that person though. Honestly, I'll drink any milk. I'll drink the cow milk. I'll drink any milk. But the first time I had it had oat milk in it, so I decided, and I had to write it down 4 times to remember it. So I just remember it's oat milk. Now, when I'm at home, I've got a little frother thing. So I put creamer in the frother, and it froths it up, and I put it in my coffee, in my espresso. And of course, I use Nespresso, the really expensive little capsules. I don't use Keurig. No.
And you know what I use? Great value. I get the bag. It's like $12, $13. And I put it in my... I do use a Ninja coffee maker, but I got it on sale. And cream and sugar. That's what you get from me. Cream and sugar.
Interesting. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I've got one for you.
Uh-oh.
What is your comfort TV show you'd never admit to watching?
Wow. See, I'll admit to pretty much anything.
That in and of itself is an answer.
But like comfort TV shows in general, like The Golden Girls, I've seen every single episode.
Right.
150 times.
Right. That's savage. I mean, that's a vibe.
Well, yeah. I plan on making sure I'm either divorced or my husband's gone so I can live the Golden Girl experience. Although I am getting close to the age that the ladies were, it's very, very frightening to me at this moment.
Oh, honey, I'm there.
I know. I don't know how
there.
we've done this. I don't know.
I'm there.
But I don't feel like it. Anyway, I like to, I don't know, man. You know, there was a show called Bar Hunters or something like that. What was it? I don't remember, but it was basically a guy that was like, kind of did the Gordon Ramsay thing where he'd go in and he'd try and fix the bar. And after my dad passed away, my mom...
That's Bar Rescue. My husband loves that show. Oh, my God. So let me tell you about Bar Rescue. This is my position on that. I will absolutely never go to one of those places that has been renovated because I saw what it looked like before. Mm-hmm. And I have no reason to think that some people coming in for 5 days is going to change everybody's stuff. And so, of course, I'm not going to go there.
Mm-hmm. And exactly.
Yeah. And my husband he does not understand that at all.
No, I'm the same way with the restaurants that Gordon Ramsay did that to. No way.
Yeah. Exactly.
No, thank you.
Exactly. I should have asked you what your favorite coffee was.
I told you what it was. It was cream and sugar. Literally. That's it.
Oh, see, I think it was so boring I didn't listen to it.
Ouch. Okay, fine. Then what's your dirty secret TV show?
The Love Boat.
Damn. That's old.
I've seen every episode. When I was a kid, on Saturday nights, I would record it with a tape recorder.
Okay, wait.
That was me.
I just remembered a show that I really don't like telling people that I like watching.
Okay. See? Coming out of our shells here.
Yeah. Matlock.
Oh, there's a new Matlock now.
That's the Matlock I'm talking about. I'm friggin' obsessed. Kathy,
let me tell you something.
I used to watch the old Matlock with my grandma. Like I was the OG Matlock, but this one.
So you're watching the Kathy Bates one.
I freaking love Kathy Bates.
Okay. I like Kathy Bates too, and I actually have considered watching that just to watch the first episode or something. So
it's good.
See if I like it. So
it's good.
Okay.
It's good. She's Kathy Bates. How can you not? How can you
My turn. Would you rather hand wash dishes forever or muck out a barn once a week? If you could choose one or the other,
Muck
which
out
would
a
you
barn.
choose?
A muck out a barn.
Yeah.
Once a week? Don't care.
Same. I would totally choose that because I will do anything if I can get it all done. Get it all done. I will do it if I can get it all done. But if you had to break it out into pieces over the days, that pisses me off.
Not only that, but washing dishes every single day. The second you're done with those dishes, some little grimy frickin' hand is gonna bring a spoon or a cup and be like, "Oh, I forgot this one."
I do that to my husband all the time.
I do it to myself. Okay. What's your "I'm too good for this" moment that you're secretly proud of?
What's my "I'm too good for this" moment that I'm secretly proud of?
I really honestly don't even know what that question means at this point.
Okay. And I was proud of myself for it. I would probably say, honestly, if I had to say something like that, it would probably be me in a room with a bunch of male lawyers. I know I've done something, you know, I've been like, you know, I've looked at them and thought to myself, I'm better than you guys.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I am smart. I'm smarter than you. I know I'm smarter than you. And I was proud of myself because I knew it. I knew it was true.
That's a flex too.
Yeah.
Because that's
I mean, I don't feel that way very often. Let's be very clear. But the few times that I do, I just kind of look around. I'm like, I'm the smartest person in the room today. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah. See, I think the way I'm thinking this, like, it's one of those, like, everything is beneath me at this moment. Like, there was an argument going on in a room of Republicans.
Well, I guess we know where you fall politically.
It's pretty obvious. But yeah, no, just arguments about things that just didn't make any sense. And I was so tired of arguing. I was just like, I'm too, it was just getting pettier and pettier and nastier. And you know what I mean? Like, they were just getting dirty with their fighting. And I was like, I'm too good for this. And I left. And it was a bunch of my friends. So that was weird. Anyway, yeah, that was kind of a crappy question. So, you know, whatever.
Okay, my turn. Would you rather run into your ex at Walmart or during karaoke night? Walmart or karaoke? You only gotta pick one of them. You want to run into your ex at Walmart or you want to run into your ex at karaoke night?
Dude, oh my God. Which ex? That's the question.
You really? I mean, that gets to be your choice, my friend.
Okay. Probably karaoke, because the moment my eyeballs would see them, I would pick a song and sing it directly at them.
I love it. Because I love that energy.
Yeah, that's what I would have to do.
It's aggressive. I love it.
It's
absolutely, it would be karaoke for me too. It'd be karaoke.
It has to be.
It's got to be I want an opportunity to shine, and let's be honest. I mean, like, I'm made for the stage.
You are really. You need the bright light on you at all times. If you had a theme song for your life, what would it be? Like, every time you walked into a room, what would that song be?
I already know the answer to this one.
I'm sure you do.
I already know the answer to this one. In my world, we call it your walking into court song. A lot of people refer to it as their WWE song, right? Like, what song? This is my walking into court song. Devil Woman by Cliff Richard.
Good one. I like it.
Devil Woman. Go listen to the song and you'll know how I feel most of the time when I was walking into court. And that's exactly how I would feel if I was walking into a WWE wrestling match. And it's definitely my song.
It's brilliant. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my walking into court song. But my like everyday song, like describe my life. That's gonna be the song "Ladylike" by Ingrid Andress. That's why I chose that name.
I like it.
And if you listen to the song, you'll really know who I am.
I like it.
That's my little dark side there.
Yeah, but
I really hope I become so. I hope that you know, everything that we do makes its way over to Ingrid Andress, so that maybe she'll like give me like limited rights to use the song, like, you know, sometime for my like TikToks or something, or my YouTubes or something. Yeah, we'll see.
You do know there's like
should be
a way to find out.
Absolutely no. Should be like no. For you, absolutely not. Okay. I'm going to ask you like a series of fast questions, okay? I want your quick response, all right? I'm going to give you choices, all right? You ready?
Okay.
I'm going to give you either ors. Got to pick one, all right? High heels or bare feet?
Bare feet.
Of course you were going to say that. Champagne or sweet tea?
Sweet tea.
Do you like sweet tea?
Yes.
Like true Southern sweet tea?
Yes.
I would choose sweet tea as well. I'm not a big champagne fan. Spa day or day in the dirt?
I say day in the dirt because it does heal me, but spa day, I've never had a spa day, so I wouldn't know.
Okay. Well, let me tell you, you should choose spa day. You have a day in the dirt like all day, every day. I mean, any day you want to do that, right? This is actually a question that ChatGPT gave me, not having any knowledge about what was going on in your life. What would be more terrifying, a loose chicken in your kitchen or an IRS audit?
IRS audit. Hands friggin' down. Oh my God. IRS is scary. A chicken? Clap that cracker in a pot and give me more.
All right. Would you say that your kids think you are a fun mom, a strict mom, or a feral mom?
Feral mom.
Yeah.
Hands down.
I could see that. I think your kids would say that.
Feral mom bordering on strict. Because I can be...
That's funny because I would describe myself as fun mom bordering on feral.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
What is your go-to karaoke song?
Okay, so that is 3-tiered, actually. I knew we were going to get to this karaoke thing.
Okay.
Now, I find country music very easy to sing.
Yeah, I get it.
In karaoke. For the longest time, my go-to was Redneck Woman by, I can't think of her name now, Gretchen Wilson. And then no kidding, everybody was like, can you please pick a different song? I also, if I'm feeling spicy, will sing Jolene.
Okay.
By Dolly Parton, because of course I will. And then I sometimes, when I'm feeling a little, I can't remember what, I sing At Last a lot because I actually auditioned for American Idol with that song and got through some of the layers, and then I didn't get picked because I was fat. No joke, that's what they told me. But, whatever. It's fine.
I mean, I'm not sure all of our listeners know that you had a brief moment in the American Idol fandom situation. So you made it past the first round.
Yeah. I think it got 2 rounds in and they were like, you're not what we're looking for. And I was like, what do you mean? They're like, you're fat. And I was like, you suck.
They didn't say that to you.
Yes, they did.
Really?
Hand to God. They're like, you're a fat woman. We don't want that. And then that was the season that a truly plus size woman was actually on the show. And I was like, yeah. So I stopped watching after that season. I slept in Cleveland Brown Stadium though. And not as a vagrant. So That's what I've got going.
It's a vagrant.
Well,
Oh, that's cracking me up. Well, okay, I got some more for you.
okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Would you rather give up French fries or orgasms for a year?
French fries.
Okay, I'm sure your husband will be glad you said that, but I'm still not sure what my answer is. I love French fries.
Here's the thing. What kind of French fries? Are we talking fair fries with vinegar and salt and ketchup?
If they can be like what about those Belgian fries that are fried twice?
What the hell is that?
Oh, listen. The best way to fry a French fry, okay, is to par fry it in a low temperature. That's twice fried. So like you know, those are the ones that I like. Those are usually hand cut, you know, and they're like thicker, like you would get in like fish and chips or something. Like,
yeah. I'll have to make you my French
extra
fries.
Fried, crunchy on the outside. I mean, but I don't get those. I don't have access to fries like that, so I'm not sure it'd be hard to give them up. I can't find any fries like that around here. But I do love McDonald's French fries a lot, and I mean, like I would consider. No, I'm not. No, I'll give up the fries. I'll give up the fries. I'll give up the fries. Now, if it's
all right. My turn for a few.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Bottomless brunch or fancy dinner reservation?
Oh, no discussion. Bottomless brunch every day. Bottomless brunch. I hate actually sitting down for long meals.
Yeah,
I do. I don't care for it at all.
I think it's the ADHD.
I think it might be. Yeah. I think it actually might be. Speaking of which, what's your weirdest hyperfixation purchase?
Shit, there's a lot of those.
Yeah.
Man.
I think ChatGPT knew we were both ADHD because it gave me a section.
Oh, damn. You know, for a while it was my lawnmower. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I could hook a wagon to it and I was on that mower constantly. Man.
I mean, we have lots of hyperfixations.
Yeah.
And they're all pretty unhinged.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah. I mean, trying to think of food. I do a lot of unhinged food hyperfixation. Like we had Mexican food last night. I had Mexican food last night and immediately regretted it. It was fucking delicious. But I was like, why am I so bloated and gassy? And then I was like, wow, that's a lot of salt, man. Yeah. I feel like trash. And this morning I was like, wow, that Mexican food was delicious. I'll eat it again tomorrow. Yeah.
We do hyperfixate on certain foods. Right now I'm in a Carnation instant breakfast drink phase. I drink a lot of those throughout the day. I love French fries and Taco Bell.
My kids don't let me get Taco Bell because they suck. I am in... When I was pregnant with the baby, I would take deli turkey and roll like American Swiss cheese or something. There was some weird cheese. I don't remember what it was. It might have been provolone. Hell if I know. And then banana peppers or bread and butter pickles. And I would eat that constantly. Yeah, and just the other day, I was like, I could go for a turkey cheese pickle roll. And I was like, there's no way I'm pregnant. So... this is just, we're going to come back to that hyperfixation, I think.
Yeah, my food, once I was diagnosed with ADHD at the age of 49, a lot of things became very clear to me. And my ability to completely hyperfixate on a food and eat it solely for months at a time. I went through a chicken salad from our local deli phase. And I will fixate on a food. And then one day I'll just not eat it ever again.
I did that with cream of wheat, randomly enough. My grandma used to make it for us when we were kids. And I got to a point where I would eat it every single day. And then one day I made a bowl, took one bite, and I was like, this is absolutely foul. And I don't
Yeah.
ever want to eat it again. Never touched it again.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. What's the one smell that you irrationally hate? Irrationally hate. Okay.
Open pit barbecue sauce.
Okay. Okay. I like this kind of decisiveness.
It's such a random thing, but my mom used to use it for barbecue chicken when I was a kid growing up.
Yeah,
that was the only barbecue sauce she would buy.
Sure.
I was pregnant with my oldest, and she was in the kitchen, which was like probably from like your living, like where you sit, your sitting area room to the other side of your kitchen away, right?
Okay.
She cracked the bottle and it hit me from that far away, just like that. And I said, you need to get that out of the house right now, or I'm going to throw up. Anytime I smell it, if she's cooking anything with it, I get furious because I can't stand it.
I think that's exactly what this question was designed to elicit. Is your irrational anger over open pit barbecue sauce?
I don't get it. It just makes me so angry. Maybe it's because it was a poor barbecue sauce, and I don't like thinking about how poor we were. Don't know, but it's awful, and we stick to Sweet Baby Ray's now.
Well, I mean, Sweet Baby Ray's is delicious. Let's be honest.
Yes.
I also like a brand called Stubbs.
Yes. Oh my God.
They're good.
I love their sugar-free ketchup.
I mean, you got to be able to have extra money in that month to buy that stuff.
I think I might have got it from a food pantry one time.
Ooh, I love that. You got any for me?
See, we've kind of already, this one just caught my eye. It was, if you had to eat one bougie food every day, what would it be? But it feels like it's those French fries.
Oh, it would probably be those French fries right now. I've been very obsessed with Belgian, trying to find Belgian French fries. I even like asked, Siri if there were Belgian fries near me. And clearly Siri doesn't know what I'm looking for, or else she could have given me better options, but she didn't give me anything that I could utilize.
If you say twice fried French fries, that might be.
Yeah. I think that I don't really think there's anyone in my general vicinity who does that. And so it's just trying to get me to some French fries because it knows I'm cranky. I don't know.
Right.
What is something you swore you would never do, but you do it pretty much all the time now? Got anything like that?
I'm glad the question went this way and not a totally different way. That's a private conversation. Let's see. Obsessively talk about my homestead. I swore to God I would not be that person that was all like, look at my chickens, look at my ducks, look at my farm, look at my... And it has become my personality.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I like that.
All right, now your turn. Your turn on that one.
What was the question again?
It was your question. So what did you swear you would never do all the time? Yeah.
Well, I told you that my entire working history years, 28 years of being a lawyer, I had a very strict rule. I would never have a drink. I would never do anything if I still had work to do. And today I did have some clients this afternoon, and I went to lunch with a friend of mine because I was out gallivanting around, and I had a glass of wine. So I actually had a glass of wine before all my work was done, which is a big deal for me because I do a lot of naughty stuff. I do a lot of things I should not do, but those guardrails were in place for me because I was a partier. I mean, I was just one of those people who have a really good time. And I wouldn't say I know I don't personally have a problem with alcohol. I really don't. But I always knew that I had a problem staying focused. And if I allowed myself to even entertain that I would never go back to work. Have a hashtag guardrails.
See, I'm glad you have that because there are times, I mean, I think when you're when you become aware that you have, ADHD or something like that, you almost immediately make sure you have those guardrails up. Even before that, like if I don't, I got to be careful here. Not that I
I'm super impressed with how I was able to accommodate, not even knowing I had ADHD. I mean, like, I look back, I was fighting my way out of a paper bag practically every day.
Right. Yeah. I don't know.
I've got a question for you.
Okay.
Where's the weirdest place you've ever cried?
Cried. Weirdest. I cry everywhere. What do you mean? I know I've cried in the middle of the grocery store just randomly. God.
Have you ever cried at the bank, in the bank parking lot?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a good one.
I cry I am a hard ass and I have a tough exterior, but it's not as tough. Yeah. Oh yeah. So, but I'm also, I'm super sensitive.
Yeah.
And so if all the cards align, if something catches me off guard and it's like that little nick in a piece of glass that just shatters everything.
Yeah.
I will cry on the phone. I will hysterically sob for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, I cry everywhere.
Yeah.
There is no weird. I cried in the barn the other day.
There you go. I cry everywhere. There's no discussion. I cry everywhere. I just, when I'm in court, I learn how to lock it down and how to get to someplace, before everybody realizes that my anger is not coming out the way I want it to come out.
Right. I've cried at people's birthday parties before.
I get so indignant sometimes a tear comes down my face. I'm like, dang it. Yes, my emotions come out as tears, and it's a big pain in the butt. Big pain in the butt.
Yes.
Yeah,
and then,
it's been
it makes
difficult being
else...
a woman in a man's world when those tears squirt out like that. But I've done a really good job of done a very good job of masking for a really long time. So I'm very proud of myself.
I'm very proud of you too, because I will cry and it makes people uncomfortable. And sometimes I feel like that's the defense mechanism that I've built in, is just to make people uncomfortable. So they leave me alone.
I like that. I like that.
All right. You asked me about a scent that makes me irrationally angry.
Yeah.
I want to know is there one scent that instantly makes you feel nostalgic or real cozy?
Yeah. I mean, I think one of the most beautiful smells in the world is the smell of baby lotion. Baby lotion, baby powder, baby lotion. Those things really make me, anytime I smell baby powder or something, I think of my kids when they were little. Yeah, it's going to be that. And the other thing I really love is fresh cut grass.
Yeah.
I don't know why I like it. I do. I like it. Some people.
I like it a lot, but I'm allergic to it.
Oh, well, that's big fat pain in the ass. I could see why you
would
be sniffing it all over the place.
I got gasoline makes me feel really nostalgic. The smell of gas.
Okay.
My grandfather owned a gas station. And the majority of our childhood was spent out at the gas station with my grandma and grandpa when mom and dad had to work. So we'd help grandpa do this or do that. And so the smell of getting gas sometimes just whacks me in the face.
Yeah.
And makes me think of my grandpa. It's kind of cool. Not really. Because sometimes I'll be like huffing the gas can.
Yeah.
But
it can make you sick. A little bit. Would you rather never wear makeup again or only wear 2000s glitter eyeshadow forever? Like glitter eyeshadow from the 2000s forever, or no makeup ever again?
Okay. As a person who does not wear makeup often, I'm going to go no makeup. Okay. Because I put glitter eyeshadow on my eyes the other day and I thought I was going to claw my eyes out. I don't know how we ever did that back then. I really don't.
Well, I would probably choose the 2000s glitter eyeshadow forever, hoping that I could find one that I could tame down a little bit, because in that question, as I read it over and over, rather, it's either no makeup at all or 2000s glitter eyeshadow forever, but it doesn't say you can't put other makeup on. So as long as I can put lipstick and stuff on, if I can put lipstick and mascara on, I'll take the glitter eyeshadow if I have to.
See, that makes sense.
See how I negotiate? Right. See how I have to negotiate? I have to navigate myself through these complicated legal questions so I can figure out where my client's interests lie.
Well, see, that's a good point, because there is a gal on TikTok. Her name's Taylor Ann something or other. I'll have to send her to you. She's got a New York accent, lives in Miami. I friggin' love her. And she always has some sort of big glitter on her eyes. And it looks so, like, it looks wonderful every time she does it. And that's, I think you're onto something here with the...
It would, let's be very clear, it would not look wonderful on me. I would look like a clown, okay? I'm a 53-year-old woman. I would look like a clown, but I would take it if I could wear lipstick because I look like a dead person without some lipstick and mascara on. I can't go without those two things. I just can't.
I got it. I feel it. All right, I got one for you.
Yeah.
Would you rather have dinner with your childhood crush or childhood idol, I'm sorry, or your childhood crush, childhood idol, or your current celebrity crush, and who are they?
Childhood idol or current celebrity crush? Those are my two options. Well, I would probably say my current one because I can remember who it is.
And who would that be?
George Clooney is my girl. George Clooney. And he's all like, that's where I am in life, that I am actually looking at an elder gentleman. It's not a surprise. My husband is 18 years older than me, is it? Not a surprise at all. But George Clooney, I'm trying to think. I mean, like, I don't like my high school crushes were guys in high school. Like, I never wasted time thinking about something that wasn't an option for me. I was very good about never seeking an option that wasn't good for me, so wasn't possible for me.
Right.
That's why when I was in the second grade, I was told by my librarian at our elementary school that I should either be a lawyer or an actress. And I lived in Kansas City at the time, and I was in the second grade and said, well, you know what? I do not see a lot of people acting here in Kansas City. I do not believe I am going to be near Hollywood anytime soon. So I know that people can be lawyers in Kansas City, but I don't see a lot of actors. So I guess I'll be a lawyer. And I decided in the second grade, it was much more efficient for me to go the lawyer route because obviously that's what I was going to do. She told it to me. So now it had to happen.
Right.
And I have to tell you, that's really what happened.
When I was in second grade, I was going to be a dentist, because then I could pull other people's teeth and put them under my pillow. So you can see where we were. You're practical. I'm like, I'm gonna make money with side hustles, pulling teeth.
Oh yes, but I'm practical when I'm trying to process the most impractical idea you could possibly imagine, right? Like I had to practically decide that I was going to be a lawyer and not an actress in the second grade. Like it's all stupid, right? It's all crazy, but I will take a strange situation. I will try and break it down into completely normal parts.
Makes complete sense. I like it.
Let me ask you this. Who do you think is more likely to survive a zombie apocalypse, you or me?
Me.
Oh, for sure. That was kind of a stupid question.
Okay, let's turn... No, because in every scenario, I survive. In every
There's absolutely no
apocalypse.
scenario you can imagine me surviving the apocalypse. I hear you. I clearly have a lot to show you.
Yeah, I mean, in every event, you know, economic apocalypse, you might survive. However, I can grow the food.
Only if I've got my husband.
Right.
Only if I got my husband in tow.
No money, I can still grow food and barter.
Yeah.
I think I survived that one too.
Listen, I bartered for my wine today.
Yeah,
I took pictures, so I can take pretty pictures sometimes. Maybe I'll barter photos.
But pictures don't go as far as broccoli.
That is absolutely true. One thing that I completely acknowledge and recognize fully is that if our country, this collapses, America would collapse. Mm-hmm. We are invaded by another country, whether it's Canada or China or whomever, I don't know. Whoever comes in and takes over, I have no skills that will keep me alive in that world. Okay, none. I cannot dig a well. I don't know how to put a roof on a house. I don't know how to do anything except I learned one apocalypse skill. It's very important to me to have something tangible that I could do in case this happened, because I'm paranoid. I have irrational fears, clearly.
Same.
So, I, for reasons we don't need to go into here, had to have surgery at one point in time, and they had to put a catheter in me, and I learned how to do it, and I made them teach me how to do men and women, so that could be my apocalypse skill. I know how to help somebody pee. They can't pee. And let me tell you something. It is a skill that a lot of people are going to knock on my door for at some point in the future, because word's going to get out that I know how to do that.
That is the... I don't know it's going to keep you alive. I don't know. I was going to say you learned a little bit of Chinese on Red Note. And
yeah.
I've got
some friends over there. I've got some friends over there. When TikTok was shutting down, I don't know what's happening now, but when it was shutting down, we all flew over to the Chinese TikTok, which isn't really. We got schooled on that, but I'm making some Chinese friends over there. Yeah. So I don't know what the future holds, but I've got one skill and one skill only, because my lawyer skills aren't going to do me any good.
They could. They could. If we're Canadian, you do.
Listen,
just add an A on everything.
If the Canadians invade us, they're just gonna be like, listen, you just stand over there and keep your mouth shut, okay?
All right. Now, this one speaks to you because it's sort of a fashion-y question.
Okay.
Would you rather wear low-rise jeans from 2001?
Okay.
Or have dial-up internet connection forever?
I take the jeans. No discussion. I could zhuzh those jeans up. I could zhuzh them up.
You can't pull them up.
I would film a lot of stuff from the waist up. I could change all my tops out. I could find a way to live in those jeans. I cannot live with dial-up internet. That is very, very
that
clear.
Would be awful. Awful.
All right, I got one more for you. Okay. All right. What's the last thing that you had to Google because you forgot how to adult?
Freaking Google everything. Let's see here. The biggest one that I Google is centimeters to inches.
Okay.
So 40 centimeters to inches. And then my husband sees it and he's like, what do you know that's 40 centimeters? And I start giggling because I'm a friggin' child.
Of course, because we're all thinking about his package.
Exactly.
Of course, that's what we're joking about, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm, exactly.
The last thing I had to Google, because I don't know how to, because I keep forgetting how to adult, is how to boil an egg, hard-boiled egg. I always forget. I always forget. I always forget. You start with water cold. How long do you boil them? My husband makes all the boiled eggs now.
Good choice. Good choice. Yeah. I have Googled how do you make a pot of coffee.
See? I mean, that's what I'm talking about. You know, like
how many scoops do you really put in there? I don't know.
Yeah. How does that work?
Now I've got a billion.
I asked ChatGPT how to come up with a 15-word password. Like ChatGPT is maybe different than Google, but anything I have to do now, many times I go straight to ChatGPT. I'll go to Google first, and then I often get some familiarity. Then I run over to ChatGPT and try and give it like the best prompt ever, and I don't know what I'm doing most of the time.
You know what? You do a pretty good job because I've learned a lot from you, and
I try to pick up information from people around me without letting them know I didn't know to begin with. That's my toxic.
This is kind of thought-provoking. Would you rather have Beyonce's confidence or Oprah's wisdom?
I think I've got enough confidence for most people at this point in time. I don't think I lack in the confidence category. So I'm gonna say wisdom, because we're never smart enough. We can always learn more.
I can agree with that.
I know I would learn a lot from Oprah. I would learn a lot from many wise people.
Absolutely.
But yeah, confidence is probably not the thing that I need more of right now.
Agreed. All right. Would you rather never age past today or wake up with $10 million in your account but 10 years older?
Oh, no. I would never age. I'll go make money. I'll go make the money I need. I'm just keep me right here. Keep me right here forever.
I thought you would take the opposite. I really did.
Really? No. Yeah. Oh God, no. No. Time. The older you get, the less time you've got. And there's that 10 years is worth $1 million a year to me. In experiences. Yeah. That would be sense. There's be no way I would take money over time. That's just where I think it's where I am in my life, right?
Yeah.
No question.
Yeah. That makes total sense.
Interesting. Yeah, see, you were learning a lot about me.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. This is very important to me.
Okay.
Because I'm nosy, actually. What is your...
Yeah, go ahead.
What is your music taste? Like, what is your genre? Or, I am super eclectic. I have everything from opera, which I used to sing, to R&B, to folk. I literally listen to everything.
You went to college to study opera. You are an amazing singer, is what I hear. I've never actually heard you sing, so that's something I'm really excited for. What was the question? Oh, my favorite genre of music. Yeah, I'm not surprised that you have a wide eclectic tastes. I have very wide tastes too. I would say, I love rap, right? 50 Cent. I got 50 Cent in there. I like pop music, so I really like the stuff that's out today, Chappelle Roan, that kind of stuff. But I would say my absolute favorite genre is probably going to be the yacht rock era.
Really?
Yacht rock. Oh yeah. Because when I was growing, I was born in 1971. Okay, so my parents got divorced when I was very young. I was only 5, and my mother never had the rock radio on in the car. All she ever played was, soft hits. So it was James Taylor and Simon and Garfunkel. Like, those are my people, right? Those are my people. But yacht rock is a little bit different because it's got this little different element. So I'm going to say it's the soft rock / yacht rock of that genre. That's what I like.
Okay. All right.
So Simon and Garfunkel is probably my favorite.
Really?
Favorite artist of all time. Yeah, Simon and Garfunkel.
I can appreciate that. See, my parents were very much, my dad listened to, it was just the rock station back then, and then it became classic rock, and that was when I knew I was friggin' old. But it was, it was like, that was like the 80s music, like hair bands and all that stuff. So we knew all the metal music or all the hairband music, but my mom always had the soft rock stuff on. So like, yeah, I totally get it. I also like one of my first albums that I wore out was an Elton John record.
Okay.
And also Peter, Paul and Mary's record with Puff the Magic Dragon on it. I listened to it so much. My dad came in and said, I'm fucking sick of this, and smashed it. It was his record, but I listened to it a bajillion times. Ultimate favorite.
Hyper fixated. Hyper-fixated.
Who knew that? Who knew back then?
Who knew?
I was a girl. I was better. Fleetwood Mac. Stevie Nicks.
Fleetwood Mac, Stevie Nicks, like my favorite Pandora station, my primary Pandora station. My Pandora station's number 1 is Fleetwood Mac. Number 2 is instrumental jazz, because I have it playing on my office pretty much all the time. So yeah, that's
understood.
Yeah, I'm going into my Pandora just to see.
Right there is the Dreams lyrics with Stevie Nicks. And when Finley was learning, there's a freaking chicken out there. When the baby was learning how to talk, she would ask me who this is, and I would tell her it was Auntie Stevie. And so she'll tell me it's Auntie Stevie every time I ask her.
Aww,
but I have
that's
Fleetwood
adorable. I love that. Yeah.
See, I had a feeling we were in the same music.
Oh, for sure. In fact, I'll show you. You won't be able to see this, but this is my. Let me show it to you on the thing. This is my. That's my Pandora thing, and I know it's backwards, but Lady Gaga radio's at the top because that's actually my friend's favorite station. When we're on our way to races, she likes to listen to that. We went to a race, but it's jazz instrumental radios, Stevie Nicks radio, 80s pop radio, also my friend, yoga music radio because I like to sleep to that.
Okay.
Ella Fitzgerald.
Yes.
And big Ella Fitzgerald fan. And then I've got like Girl on Fire radio. So it's like, this girl is on that whole like genre. So those are the top ones on my Pandora station right now. So I know Pandora's not nearly as cool as,
Spotify.
The other ones. Yeah. My son's on Spotify. He's cool. He's cool. I'm not cool. I think Pandora's cool.
Yeah. My oldest just made fun of me today because I got a portable CD player from TikTok. Yeah. And I was really excited because I was like, this is like my jam, like when I was a teenager and a young adult. And she was like, what are these things? I'm like, this is like when I asked my dad what an 8-track was. Jesus, I don't like this.
Yeah.
I feel so old. It's awful.
I do too. I think we should wind this down with one last question.
Okay.
You ask me, I'll ask you first, and then I'll give you ask me, okay?
Okay. I'm here for this.
What is the one thing I do that makes you laugh every single time? Is it when you text me late in the evening and I've already started to imbibe in one of my favorite 4 things that you know about?
Well, that was actually gonna be part of my answer. Like, I'll text you and you're in your like ultimate wisdom mode. Yeah. And I know you're like ready or in bed. And I'm like, no, I can't let this go to waste. This is my favorite time of day with Adrienne because you just get real philosophical. And then I text you one more question and you're gone.
Yep. That's pretty much how it is.
I crack up every single time that happens because I know. I know what's happening.
My husband is older than it. And I do get very philosophical in the evening. And you're right. You can talk to me until you can't talk to me anymore. And then it's like lights out.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's like, boink, just no more response from Adrienne. And it's great because I know that when I talk to your employee, our darling Taylor, she's like, yeah, I always got to ask. Is she already done for the night, or what are we doing here? It's great.
Oh,
I love it.
Stop. I don't do that until later in the day, later in the evening. When I'm in my when everything's done, when the world's done spinning, right? And for the day. Not a big drink. I drink beer. I like beer, and I like Sauvignon Blanc wine from New Zealand. That's it. Only that kind of wine. But I'll have a beer now here and there. I'll have a glass of wine here and there. I always drink a beer after I run a race. But I'm not really a big drinker, and it's just kind of it's a very nice thing that allows me to run in the next morning. You know, I spent a lot of time partying, drinking when I was in college, like a lot of people do.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, it's for the young people, and it's for young people for sure.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't drink much, if ever. When I do, I go hard. Because I don't like beer.
Yeah.
I love liquor.
So yeah.
And once I don't know when to stop. My body doesn't tell me when to stop. So that's why I don't do it.
Yeah. No, I know you don't drink. You and I have been together, and I'll pour a glass of wine, and you're not a drinker at all.
No.
But that's something I learned. That's something I learned early on.
It doesn't bother me when other people do. I mean, I'm married to an alcoholic, so you know. That's another subject for another day.
Yeah.
But you know, it doesn't bother me. Anyway, okay, all right. I've got a question for you. It's a little more serious. Right. My last question's a little more serious, but also maybe not. What is your what's one non-negotiable in your friendships?
So I have to say, I would have to say that I'm going to sound very snooty when I say this, but the non-negotiable for me is being smart, not educated, not going to college, but being smart. Like I don't do very well on the surface, pretending like you know, like we can just talk about this and not you know, like I really am very thoughtful most of the time, and it's important to me to speak the truth, to talk facts, and to have, you know, thoughtful discussion. So I would say honestly, and it is serious. It's intelligence, raw intelligence, not educated intelligence, and the ability to go back and forth thoughtfully and teach me something, I teach you something, you teach me something, I teach you something. That's what I think is non-negotiable in my friendships.
I think that's actually really honestly something I would say non-negotiable, because I can't deal with people that just won't try to, you know, enhance their smart, if that makes sense. Now I sound like an idiot. But like, one of the things that I enjoy about our friendship is I can be like, hey, Adrienne, I don't get this. And you don't treat me like an idiot. You're not like, you should just look it up or whatever. You're like, this is it. And then you send me a 14-page dissertation on how it works. But also, I can see that you're like, wow, okay, I can appreciate that you're asking that question. Like, I get why you say that, because it's very important to me that we can educate each other and speak to each other as peers, not as you're better than me in any one way or other. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I just, you know, I'm not, I need deep conversation.
Yes.
And, I need deep conversation. That's there's really no other way to say that. I can't just talk about, the color of the walls and the couch and the pillows. Like I can't do that for very long,
Right.
because I have severe ADHD, and my frustration and my boredom will come out, and then I'll be a raving. You'll think that I'm not a nice, you'll call me a bitch probably, because I'll be like retreating in my mind going, this is boring. This conversation is hard for me to have because I already know this stuff. So I like the conversation where the person wants to know the next thing. It bothers me when they don't. The lack of curiosity, the lack of wanting to know. I want to make sure people understand that I'm really talking about people who choose not to listen and talk, and who are content, knowing what they know, and are unwilling or do not believe that there's more to learn about any subject, because there's more to learn about every subject.
Yes, exactly. People that are not constantly trying to learn something new. That's very important, because we always, we can listen.
Curiosity.
I love that. Yeah.
Curiosity. Yeah. I mean, I like new things. I like dangle sparkles in front of my face, and I'll follow them. Right. So, my friends don't have to be exciting, but I want to at least have that sparkle in the conversation. Right. So
I like that.
So I want to know what yours is. What's your non-negotiable in a friendship?
I mean, I honestly have to say it's probably that, or like some variation of that, because it's like, I hate to say this, if I don't feel like I can carry on a conversation with somebody because they're just like, yeah, okay, whatever, I'm like, okay, I'm done with you. I'm bored. I can't handle this. Yeah. I have friends that I can speak to for a short time that like, they're just like a one subject friend. And I know that sounds crazy.
Right. No, I get it.
But like, I like with you, I know I can, hey, this is going on. What can we learn from this? And like, we challenge each other. It's like a challenge kind of thing, but to educate. I don't know. You're exactly. It might be. Maybe that's the ADHD in us.
It might be.
Because we're like constantly. I mean, when I came to your house that one time,
more information, more fun things to happen, and we need people around us who are interested in that stuff too. That's true. But I also, in every relationship, there's somebody is the anchor and someone is the sail. We've talked about this because you and I are both sails, clearly.
Well, I think
we actually.
Flip-flop.
We take turns, because when you put two crazy ADHD people who are very similar, one person does lock it down, when the other one doesn't, and then we do that. So you lock it down when I'm crazy, and I kind of try and lock it down when you are. It's like my husband and I, we're not allowed to be sick at the same time. You have to take turns. And if I get sick first, there's no question he will be sick regardless.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's his turn. Worse. It's his turn. You see, it's his turn.
Yeah. It's always worse.
Hot tea and some crackers and soup. It's his turn.
Yeah. I really need you to go to the store and get me my favorite drink, because I don't think I could walk.
Some ginger ale. I'm teasing though, because my husband takes very good care of me when I'm sick, but
mine does not.
He always has his turn next.
Oh yeah.
Oh, well, this has been enlightening. I don't know how this episode is going to sound to our. We didn't even talk anything about money today, but there's always money to be talked about in the next episode, and we will get back to talking about money and life and parenting and all of the things. And we're going to do some of these fun episodes periodically, so even our listeners can follow along and laugh with us as well, because Kristen and I have only really known each other for about a year and a half. Yeah.
About a year. Well, about a year and a half.
Year and a half. Yeah. And I was her lawyer for much of that time, the first 9 or 10 months of that.
Yeah. And I think we became close after we were like, okay, yeah. You were like, come on over, let's hang out. And then we just BS'd for like 6 hours straight.
Yeah.
And then it was constant texting after.
Yeah. Well, and then, I obviously have a lot of content out there on TikTok and stuff on bankruptcy, and you had a TikTok account. It was growing, and so I started following you when I became your lawyer, and so I was watching what was going on with your stuff, and the more videos you put out, the more I thought, oh, this is like my spirit animal right here. This is the yin to my yang.
Absolutely.
And that's why we started High Heels and Hay Bales, because I'm a bougie lawyer, and you, my friend, are a hillbilly homesteader, and I love that you embrace it and love it. So this has been fun.
It has been fun. So we'll probably talk money next week, unless our listeners tell us in the comments or anywhere. All right. Well, I need to go make dinner, and you probably need to.
Dear God, feed those chicks. Those chicks need to eat.
All they're doing is, I am the window, right? They're just going like this, just staring at me. And then once in a while they get the zoomies. It's like a TV show in the background, and it's so distracting, man.
All right. Well, signing off for yet another fabulous walk down chaos lane.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. So until next time. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today on High Heels and Hay Bales. If you laughed, learned something, or just had a good time, make sure to follow wherever you listen.
And don't forget, we've got even more for you. Head over to highheelsandhaybales.com and subscribe to our newsletter and Substack for exclusive behind-the-scenes content, bloopers, and tips you didn't even know you needed.
You can also connect with us on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Send us your questions, funny stories, or topic ideas, and we'd love to hear from you.
Until next time, stay grounded, stay laughing, and stay out of trouble. Well, mostly.
See you next week.